It is a lot of competition, and I guess it's the same in every industry, but the big boys are always trying to squash the little ones.
But Aileen's family looking at me going, who is this bloke? He's just gone off to learn to brew. He's now put every cent he has into building a brewery, and on the strength he thinks he can brew beer. And yeah, bring it on. Great. I'm Bill Shepherd, married to Aileen, and I brew the beer here. Professionally, I'm a London fireman. I joined a long time ago, actually in 1978. It's great, I loved every minute. And then sadly, I got a hearing problem. And in those days, you had to be A1. And because I was deaf in one ear, they discovered I was deaf in one ear by that point. They said, that's it, you failed your medical. And with 3 young kids, I had to leave the fire service after 20 years and then go and get another career.
Bill he's fierce energy and he's a fierce driving force, If he wasn't here, I don't think I would have taken on the brewery. Well, I wouldn't have been able to brew. He can turn his head to anything. If he decides he wants to do something, no matter what it is, he'll research it and just do it. But it's just his personality. He is just so full of energy and passion for no matter what he puts his mind to. Yeah, his mind is always working. What can I do with this? What can I do with that? And I think after 30 years, dealing with the public, dealing with staff, the whole time I couldn't have possibly taken it on my own.
I went off and did some courses in brewing, and then learnt enough to be able to design a brewery. And then we went and saw a couple of guys who were distributors for brewing equipment. And we went, yeah, let's go and do it. So, yeah, did it. And God love her, when I came over to Ireland with Aileen, seriously, I looked round and went, this is a beer wasteland. This is not great at all. The choice was so limited. I'd always wanted to go to the Rock of Cashel. So we'd been delivering up in Dublin, and on the way back down, I said, hey kid, let's break the journey. Let's stay over in Cashel. We can go and see the Rock and see what the town's about. And it was a real tourist hotspot. And we're in our hotel, and I said, what craft beer have you got on draft? Oh no, we don't have any craft beer on draft. I think we've got a couple of bottles. So I picked it on the menu. Ah, right, I'll have that one. Oh, we haven't got that. Oh, okay. I'll have that one. Yeah, okay, that's great. Took that. We then, this is a bit odd, because we said to the serving staff and the bar manager, you're a tourist town. We work in the tourist industry as well. Doesn't every one of the tourists coming in here ask for a local product, ask for a local beer? Yeah, they do, yeah. But you haven't got any? No. Just didn't get it. Just didn't get it. So we went on a mission round Cashel, going in bars, looking for local beers, and drew a complete blank. It will come. Every small town in the country will have a brewery. Now that might be 20 years away, 30 years away, but that is the future. And I'm convinced that's what's going to happen. It's a very hard uphill battle, but we'll get there because people will want better from their brewers. And at the moment, with the 97%, they're not getting the best. They're getting fantastic marketing and fantastic branding, but poor quality beer.
There in 2022, we entered some of the beers into Blas na hÉireann. That's the food and beverage competition for the 32 counties. And the Six Magpie Stout was awarded gold and St. Bridget's Lager was awarded bronze. So very proud of that. We thought it was just artisan producers were in that competition, when in fact there was the big boys were there as well. So that made it all the sweeter.
It's not good. Irish brewers probably 20 years at least behind North America. There is a stranglehold on the Irish brewing, and when you have a monopoly running any industry, it's bad news for that industry, and that's what's happened for the last several generations. And to the extent that one company has killed the brewing industry in Ireland, took it apart, and they for me, they shortchanged the Irish public, and with their actions destroyed the skill of the person behind the bar. The last place you're going to get a conversation about beer is in a bar, which is crazy. If I go over to the bookshop over the road, if I go over to John's, I'll expect a conversation about books. If I go over to the chemist over the road, over to Paul O'Shea's, I expect the girls behind the jump to know about the products they're selling. And yet, when I go into a bar, if I start a conversation about beer, people start to move away because bar staff know very little about beer. I think Ireland misses a trick with its beer knowledge, but it suits the big brewers because they can sell a poor quality product, and the public don't really know any different, because when you have limited choices, which has been the case for generations, limited choices, well, that's what it is, that's what we get. You know, a lot of the beers that I see in bars, I wouldn't wash the floor with. They're just disgraceful. And we get international tourists coming into to see us in the tap room, and they'll be shocked. They'll say stuff like, "We were in a bar the other night and we saw them serving Coors Light," as if, you know, why would you? And why would you serve that stuff? But it's promoted and pushed by the big player who produces it. And they don't really care. The big players don't care if they sell one keg of it a month or none, because it stops us getting in. We're just delighted to be able to offer people a different beer, something different. That's what we're really proud about.
My mum seemed to be very similar to him, so that it's almost as if he closed a chapter in his life. Because if anybody came to Annascaul for an interview, he'd go up the fields. He didn't give an interview. So I feel sad that he didn't get to share his stories. Now maybe that was his choice. Maybe even if the political climate was different, that he would have chatted a bit more about it, because he seemed to be very jovial and friendly, you know. So you'd imagine he'd want to share the stories, but I think he didn't get to. You know, if you inspire just one child to follow their dreams, our job is done, you know, and keep the story of Tom alive. He's a genuine hero. He's a real person. He's not a superstar. He's not from the cartoons. He's a real person that came from nothing. He came from a poor family in, Annascaul, West Kerry, a small farm, and look what he achieved. It's such an inspiring story, and he seemed to be such a wonderful person. It's great to keep it alive, and if we can help in any small way to do that, then we're happy.